About time this town has a new sheriff.
I'm the sheriff.
And the mayor.
I'm the mayor.
Any objections?
It's on a par with a night of heavy drinking. Nothing you'll miss.
Now then, you'll all remain seated. Anybody who tries to rise is going to get shot. I do hope I have made myself understood.
Everybody got that?
Wow.
Welcome everybody to my channel today. Mega Mike the Mystery Man here. We have an awesome live stream planned for you all tonight. We are talking one of our favorite boutique labels here on the channel, Kino Lorber. So how tonight's going to work is I'm going to bring in my awesome panel of guests. We're going to bring out those collectors. They're going to go over some introductions and some Kino Lorber memories. And then also we'll get into 5 recommendations of Kino Lorber titles you should definitely think about picking up in the future. Now, I do know the sale is over right now. The sale did end yesterday, but these are great recommendations to pick up in a future sale when that does happen. So very excited for this stream. We'll also have some time for honorable mentions as well. So definitely a lot of Kino titles to go over today. But let's go ahead and bring everybody out. We got Derek in the house. How we doing out there?
I'm good. I'm here first, I guess. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it every time, of course. Yeah, Kino Lorber is an interesting label. We'll get into that, I'm sure, as we go. But
absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and tell us just some of your Kino Lorber memories, like what got you started with collecting Kino Lorber and all that good stuff.
Pretty much just being in this community. I had never heard of them before until, I saw, probably Tim was the first person I ever saw mention them in any video or anything, and how much he liked them. So when I started hearing about the sales, I started peeking at them, and they have an amazing library of movies in the first place, but they have a crazy variety of genres, which is probably the best thing about them. And now that they're kicking butt in the 4K game, I mean, there's nothing to complain about now. That's pretty much all I'm trying to get all their 4Ks eventually. So they do a great job. I haven't seen any release I've watched that I bought from them that was disappointing as far as the release goes. The movie maybe, but not the release.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely known for quality, but I'm glad you mentioned that variety. I think they're the boutique label that probably has the most variety out of any other one, because you literally, like you said, you got every genre in there. You got almost every decade of film. It's just a whole big mixture. You got classic, you got modern. It's just everything.
Them and Criterion are probably have the best variety, because even they have a lot of weird. They go international too. So that's probably the one thing that Kino is missing. There's probably not a lot of international release. That's as far as I know, but I don't know.
Until Criterion releases them, and then Kino Lorber picks them up and does a 4K.
Yep, exactly. They'll steal their 4K rights from them, like they've been doing the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go ahead and bring out. We got Venancio in the house, the Horror Cholo. How we doing out there?
I am great, man. And again, just like how he said, I really appreciate you inviting me on this, man. It's always a pleasure. I really enjoy live stream, man. You're always a good host, so I always very grateful to be here. When it comes to Kino, Derek kind of said it there. Their variety is so wide and extensive. I mean, I have old horror movies through them. I have newer horror movies through them. I have westerns through them. I have comedies through them. I mean, it's just like a very extensive. To be honest, though, I really didn't start collecting Kino hardcore until maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago, because they were such a wide variety of things that they didn't focus too much on horror, that I kind of strayed away from it for a little bit. But these sales that are happening, they just reeled me in. $10 for a Blu-ray. You get 10 of them for $100. I mean, that's nothing. So it's really awesome, and I feel like I'm starting to create a really good collection of Kino, and of all types of films too. Not just horror. So it's really cool. I enjoy Kino a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I probably started around that too. Year and a half, maybe 2 years. But I mean, those sales, like you said, the sales are irresistible. Even if it's a blind buy, you see it and it's going to be quality. Absolutely. So you're like, I'll take the chance. Why not? It's not that pricey.
Exactly. I agree.
All right. And then one Vin is not enough. We always need another Vin. So Vin, how we doing out there?
What's up? Thanks for having me. Again, echoing everything Derek and Benicio said. Always fun to be on your streams. And yeah, Kino, kind of like Derek was saying, I just kind of discovered it eventually, being a member of the kind of a blue tube, collecting community. Eventually you stumble upon Kino and you find them. So I don't have the biggest Kino collection, but I definitely have some titles that I think that nobody else is going to pull. But yeah, in browsing their website during their sale, I picked up, my order didn't come yet, but I picked up, I think, 8 movies. Their library is just so deep, and it spans so many genres, like you guys were touching on. So I think I agree with you, Mike. They're the label that has the widest spectrum of films, and they have a lot of classics. They have a lot of older stuff, but it's fun to see them dip their toes into 4K and put out some really iconic films. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun stream.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you said, so much variety there. I feel like any movie watcher can find something they will love from Kino Lorber. Well, that's always great.
Yep.
All right, and then of course we got Tony in the house, Basement Blues. How we doing out there?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Oh yeah.
So I've been collecting Kino for about 5 years now. I've got about 600 in the collection.
Damn.
I think I got 270 just in this room alone. The majority of it's in the other room, but just echoing what they say, I love the variety. You got the Westerns, you got the gangster, you got the film noir, you got so many great different kind of genres. You got TV shows, you have classic cartoons. There's all kinds of good Kino Lorber titles. And I think what I like best about Kino is the fact that they do have great prices. There's always a sale every other month, it seems. That's usually when I buy all my stuff. Up until recently, I started buying on release day because I want to get those slip covers, because they didn't used to always do slip covers. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm looking forward to kind of showing some obscure titles. Well, some of them might be obscure. Yeah, so glad to be here.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you for joining in too, filling in a spot, kind of late. So I appreciate that. And like I said, I knew you had a lot of Kino Lorber titles, but 600.
I think
that's like half my movie
probably,
collection.
I think between Kino and Shout Factory and Scream Factory, that's probably the largest label that I have in the collection, Kino Lorber.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. I mean, and it's understandable too, because they release so many titles every month, every week. It seems like new titles.
Yeah, if you watch my monthly pickups, there's always a Kino title, or at least 5 to 10 titles every single month.
Okay.
They're always releasing good stuff.
Yeah, they are.
All right, and then really filling in at the very last minute, we got Huck in the house. How we doing out there, Huck?
What's going on, y'all? Yeah, last minute. Doing great, man. I'm so pumped to be a part of this. Tony, my God, that's so many Kinos. I'm so impressed. I was in a dash. I'm glad I was last. I was literally pulling stuff off. I'm filling in for somebody. So, but I got my stack. I'm ready to go. I'm super pumped. And yeah, everything you guys are saying, what I love most is their variety. I know a lot of people are in love with like Vinegar Syndrome right now, but that label just doesn't really speak to me. I love their packaging. Their packaging is amazing. Vin, I know you like horror. Love that some Vinegar Syndrome, baby. Look at that. But those kind of horror titles don't really call to me, whereas the variety from Kino does. And when they have a sale, you feel the sale. When Vinegar has a sale, you don't feel like it's a sale. So, yeah, right? Like they just knock it down a few bucks.
Yep.
So I would say that's what really sets Kino apart for me are the amazing sales, the variety of titles, like everybody was saying. And so I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Huck, on the sales. They're actually sales. They feel like sales. Yeah, all those other boutique labels, it feels like, I almost think, do you all just increase the prices up front so when you do have a sale, they're than the normal price?
Totally.
I feel like Kino and then MVD, the website MVD, are like the only ones that actually have real, like you could see it kind of sales. That company MVD that releases a lot of different stuff, they have amazing sales also. But Kino, man, their sales are just, man, you can see it, just like you said, you can tell.
Yeah, I think their sales look really good because their regular retail price is pretty fabulous by themselves. Even when they're not on sale, they're still at a really good price. Typically, you can get them cheaper from the Kino Lorber website than you can from Amazon. That's usually where I buy all my stuff, is directly from the Kino website.
Yep, same.
Nice.
Yeah, good point, Tony, because usually I get my stuff through Amazon, but during sale time, Kino Lorber's sale time is way better than Amazon. So, absolutely.
They don't match it either, like most sales that happen, it seems like. Like whenever there's a Criterion sale or something, they match it.
Yeah,
But they don't do
even
that.
with Screen Factory, they usually match it too. And
Yeah, a lot of times,
yeah.
And this one took a while to come around this year. Like we've been waiting. It's like, hello, Kino.
We've been talking about it for months.
We're waiting for winter to end, I think. That's what-
April, late April. Wow. But and how many people just had this instant sigh of relief when you heard Kino Sale was finally on? You're like, yes. Was it weird that you get all
It was
excited?
like 3 weeks of anticipation. Everybody says, "Oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming," and it never came. And then finally, when it came, it's like, "Oh shit!"
I wasn't expecting it after so long. I'm like, after those few weeks passed, I'm like, oh, maybe they're not doing it this time of year anymore. Maybe it'll be summer, but yeah,
they do one. Pretty much every season they do one. Yeah, they do like those spring into summer and then all into winter sale or whatever they name them. So, they're consistent.
All right, well, let me go ahead and put this banner up here just to remind everybody to go ahead and smash that like and subscribe. Also, if you'd like your comment read live and unlock some super chat thank you videos, definitely, go ahead and throw out those super chat, super thanks, and definitely check out some membership for some exclusive reviews and perks. But let's go ahead and just check into the audience just to kind of see who's here. It looks like we got a great group tonight, too. We got Adrian in the house. We got Tim Talks Talkies. Hey, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight, but you all will have a great stream talking about one of the best boutique labels out there. Oh, yeah. I know Tim's a big fan of the Kino Lorber. Yeah.
Tim, I'm going to try to fill your seat as best I can.
All right. We got Jerry, got Film Addiction in the house. We got Holland. We got Greg. Ooh, Fish, the film collector. Hello.
Tomorrow night's Fish's big night.
Oh yeah, Hall of Fame. Oh, excited for that.
That's awesome.
All right, got Samantha in the house saying hello.
What's up, Sammy?
We got Bob's Blu-ray.
Only for me.
Here
That's
for my brother Derek. How are you doing, big bro? What's up,
too,
everyone? Oh, we got Mid-Level in the house. What up, y'all?
What's going on, Ken?
Planet Mondo is very sharp. I totally collected.
That's the appropriate reaction.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Holy butts.
You've blown someone away, Tony, just by you being here.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's saying hi here. Ooh. Mid-Level Media has something to say. I got a bone to pick with Kino's website. Ordered my 12 Angry Men and Serpico over a week ago and still hasn't shipped. See, that's weird. Like when I ordered mine, I got mine super quick. That's probably just because I did it at the beginning and everybody waited towards the end. Now they're all backed up.
So one note,
notification the day after I ordered, and everyone else is still waiting on theirs.
Yeah, one note: they're really bad about communicating when they're when they have a title that is unavailable. They'll just hold the whole order, but they won't email you or let you know that they've got the order's been held until you contact them, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, there's one item missing."
Yeah, that's probably what happened with my order, Tony, because I put an order in at the beginning of the month in April, and I still have not gotten a shipping notification.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If you contact them, they'll ask you if you want to remove that title from it, and then they'll go ahead and ship the rest of your order.
Nice. Yeah, they send you a thing where it's like your order is ready for packaging before they actually ship it. So if you haven't gotten that, that's probably why it is.
Yeah.
I got an email.
First day, man. The first day, and I'm just now. It says it's going to come tomorrow, and I ordered mine the first day of the sale. Sorry, Vin.
Oh no! I was gonna say I got that email, Derek, from Kino saying your order is ready for shipment, and that was April 7th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
There'll be another email saying that it's been fulfilled, and then you'll get shipping notification.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like everything for me just happened super quick. Like I got my order in, I watched all the movies, like it was quick. So
yeah, just keep rubbing it in, Mike.
Oh man.
Even I didn't watch all the movies. Jeez.
You got to be on that, Derek, right?
I don't get time to watch the movies. Come on.
All right. So, let's start this off. We're going to go with our fifth Kino Lorber recommendation here. So, Derek, what do we got?
Since we're talking about watching new stuff, I'll pull the one new one that I bought that I did watch, and that is Mystery Men.
Yeah.
It was like watching it for the first time again. I was so excited for this movie when it came out when I was like 14 years old. Saw it for my birthday in the theater. Yeah. So if you love Smash Mouth, this is the movie for you. But yeah, I love the ensemble cast. Jeffrey Rush is amazing as the villain. Gregory, I almost said Gregory Kinnear. Greg Kinnear, same difference. I love Hank Azaria because I'm a massive Simpsons fan. So him being in this was amazing to me at the time. And he was in a lot of the movies around that time, like Godzilla '98. It was weird. Hank Azaria just started showing up and everything. But Paul Rubens is my favorite because I love Pee-wee. So seeing Paul Rubens and William H. Macy and all of them in a movie together is outstanding. It looks great. I honestly didn't even watch this on my 4K TV, but it still looked fantastic. So I highly recommend this, especially if it goes on sale next time around. It is a solid release with a decent amount of special features as well.
Yeah,
It's
has
awesome.
everybody seen Mystery Men?
I have not. But I
Oh,
ordered it. So it is in my I ordered. So
It's fun.
What's
It's
interesting,
so good.
Ready to go, Derek.
It is
figured.
so funny. It is amazing. It's one of my favorite superhero movies. Like, it's just a good superhero movie by itself. You add in the comedy. I mean, all the characters are great in it. Oh, so good.
Yeah, and they're legitimate comic characters. It's just a weird group of comic characters from a comic book nobody really cares about.
And it's funny is it's so offbeat. I showed this to my daughter. I'm like, you said she's not gonna like this, right? And you just feel that they want, and she loved it. I was like, yes, because it's so weird. And I'm like, wow. So that was a win. But yeah, Hank Azaria is great. The blue Raja, anybody's all yellow.
So great.
Yeah, it's all green and purple outfit.
It's spoofing the superhero genre of film before that genre really blew up. Is what's funny.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so good.
It still has the '90s Tim Burton-y style to it, which I like. Going back.
Oh,
and
really? Oh,
yeah.
I love
It's very
Tim Burton.
like postmodern-y matte paintings. You know, cool, weird, old school CG cities kind of thing going on. But yeah, it's very, very '90s. But that's what makes it great.
You're making me very excited for it, man. I cannot wait.
It's a good time.
It's a fun.
yeah.
Did you order it?
I mean,
Yeah, I did.
Did you order
I did.
it? Oh,
I'll be here
nice.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Sweet.
yeah, I'm just
man.
excited for you to see all the characters. Like Ben Stiller as like Mr. Rage is like hilarious. Oh my god, he has some of the
I'm a
best
huge
scenes.
Ben Stiller fan too. I almost have all his movies, and that's one of the ones that it was my blind spot and I was missing. So pretty cool that I'm able to
Oh,
find
he's
it.
good, yeah. Mr. Furious, right?
William H. Macy is the shoveler.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love
so
William H.
good.
Macy too,
Yeah,
bro.
he's so great.
Everyone in it, right? Kel Mitchell.
Yep.
Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
He's one of the disco boys.
One of the Disco Boys, yeah. And then
Oh,
Michael
the
Bay's in it.
villains are great. Casanova
The villains are good.
Frankenstein, and oh my god,
Yeah,
Casanova Frankenstein.
oh, it's so good.
that's good. The quirky, fun movie.
All right, Venencia, what do we got?
All right, so my first up is going to be a movie called Ants. I've realized recently that I actually love bug horror movies, and this one, the original cover art, I remember seeing this in movie rental places all the time, and I always wanted to rent it, and my parents would never let me because of what it looks like. But at the same time, I don't think there's any nudity in this entire movie, but it is very, it's, you know, you would think it's simple because it really is just kind of killer ants that fucking bite you, and you know, you end up getting sick and everything else like that. But it actually has a really cool story to it, and the way that it's done is actually really neat. And you know, it's not like one of the over the top bug movies where, you know, these creatures are gigantic or anything like that. So it's more realistic than that. But I really enjoy this one. This one was a blind buy when I got it. Like I said, I knew that original cover art from way back in the day, and it was just something that I'd never seen before. So when I saw that they released it, I was like, man, I have to have that. And I actually did enjoy this movie quite a bit. So I definitely recommend this movie for sure.
I forgot they did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that sale, when I was looking through their website, there was 3 movies that were all kind of like bug or animal related horror films, all came with the slips. But my order was at like $100-something, and I was like, God, I just got rid of all of those ones. But like I almost bought that one.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite one out of all those, because I bought all those bug ones.
Yeah, I think the ants one is the best one out of all of those.
Yep.
Well, now you
Yeah,
tell
the
them.
cover art looks really nice. I mean, what you were showing was great. So
Yeah, it's really cool. I love it. Even the new commissioned art, it's pretty nice, you know. But that original cover art is just so iconic. I remember wanting to rent it so much, you know. It's just it looks trippy, man. So yeah, pretty
Yeah,
cool.
they knew what they were doing when they put that cover.
Yeah.
For the video store.
Good thing
What-
Tim's on here tonight.
What didn't allow me to rent it was the problem. So
Be like, look at this, Mom. Put your
yeah,
hand over it.
And that's Suzanne Summers too, right? On that cover.
Oh, is it nice?
Come on, I know those. I was a big Three's Company fan.
all right, Huck, what do we
Yeah,
got?
What's going on, yo? All right. So I am very, very happy to show off this one. This is a great old Steve Martin comedy, and it's called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. I love this film. It does so much, and I was so pumped to get a slip. I couldn't believe that. But there's the same underneath. And it's basically Steve Martin wrote this movie, and it incorporates all these other great vintage black and white films with, Barbara Stanwyck, Humphrey Bogart, Cagney, all these old school actors from the black and white days. It's black and white film. And he incorporates scenes and dialogue from those films, but he writes story and dialogue around those scenes so that it all makes sense. And and Rachel Ward is the female lead in this. And it's just a great blend. I remember when I first saw it, when it first came out, I didn't know, because I was not a fan at the time of old movies, right? Vintage black and white films. So I'm like, who are all these people? Like, I just had no idea. So to see it as a younger person and go, it wasn't for me, but then grow and grow and then start to enjoy all these old movies and realize who it is now that's in this, turns this thing 180 degrees on me for appreciation and what he was able to do. So if you have not seen, this film, check it out. It's just a brilliant mix of his own story mixed with old movies. It's great.
I had that one too.
Oh yeah!
Oh, wow.
I had it on the bottom of my pile because I knew Tim would pull it, but so you replaced.
Well, there you go.
Tim pulled this
Actually,
one
a
last
video
night.
about this movie last summer.
Yeah, he did.
When I did a video about movies that borrow footage from other movies in my spoof movie video things I did.
Yeah, I had this in my honorable mention for Tim because he pulled this last night on my stream, top 80s comedies. And he loves this film, so I had to. If no one pulled it, I had to at least show it for Tim.
I don't. It's no The Jerk, but all the Steve Martin, Carl Reiner movies are good. Like this, and Man with Two Brains is good too. They're all worth a watch.
Nice.
All right, Tony, what do we got?
Yeah. So the titles that I pulled are pretty lesser known titles. Some of them you probably have heard of, but I wanted to and these are not my top 5. These are just 5 that I would recommend. So I picked The Burning Bed. Straight Here's from 1984. It stars Farrah Fawcett. It's a made-for-TV movie, and it's about being abused and her revenge on her husband. And I guess you can guess what the revenge would be, the burning bed. So anyway, this is a really good recommendation. Good made-for-TV movie if you like that kind of stuff. And Kino's really good about their made-for-TV movies. They got quite a bit in their library.
that's awesome. I've never heard of that, and I have a strange love for made-for-TV movies. So that
It
sounds
is really good.
That sounds awesome.
If you like Farrah Fawcett, this is one where she, was no makeup, just, it was a big deal back in the day. 1984.
I will definitely be picking that one up, man. Awesome.
I never thought of the fact that they don't have a lot of made-for-TV movies, but I have maybe like 30-ish Kinos, and at least 2 of them are made-for-TV movies. So yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Farrah was fantastic in that film.
Oh yeah.
I want to say, did that get her an Emmy?
It did. She got nominated, but she didn't win the Emmy.
Yeah.
All right, Ben.
All right, I have one here. Thirst. So this is a film from one of my favorite South Korean directors, Park Chan-wook, and it stars the guy, you guys probably know him. He played the father in Parasite. His name is Kang Ho-song, but I loved him in Parasite, so I kind of went down the rabbit hole of looking at that guy's filmography, and I kind of slowly amassed a lot of the films that he was featured in, and this was one of them, and it turned out to be a Kino title. He plays a priest who gets infected with a blood disease and becomes a vampire, and the whole story is about him trying to survive as a vampire and having, moral quandaries about killing people, but also he needs to stay alive and stay healthy. And then he falls in love with a woman, and I don't want to give too much away, but if you like vampire films and you have any interest in South Korean cinema, this is a really great really great spin on the vampire genre. So this one is my first recommendation.
Fucking Vin, always coming through with the Asian horror movies, man. That's awesome. I've never heard of it, bro, and I love horror movies, and you keep showing me ones I've never even heard of. That's awesome. So I need to get that one as well. Wow.
Yeah, thirst. I don't have that one.
So
I pulled one Tony doesn't have.
Yeah, I'm making notes because I want to order that next time. That sounds just like something I would love to watch.
yeah, great,
Definitely. That's
great
awesome.
director.
Add to cart, Tony.
All right, so the one I just got in was The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. So this was a complete blind buy for me. I didn't know if it was going to be as good as the remake, because I do like the remake with John Travolta, but this movie is so good. Actually, I think this one is better than the remake, and I don't often say that for really classic movies, but it's very thrilling. It's suspenseful, and you even get Jerry Stiller in here, Ben Stiller's dad. I had no idea he was in this movie, but he has a small part, so that was really cool to see him. And yeah, this movie is just so intense, and that's why I had to include in our little countdown trailer there. But yeah, really, really good movie. So anybody that ordered this one, you're definitely in for a treat, because yeah, it's intense from beginning to end. It's so good. So yeah, I like this original, like I said, now better than the remake, which I was super surprised with. I wasn't expecting that.
Is that a 4K or is that?
He bought it.
There's so many. I can't keep up with what I got and what I don't have. I need to watch it though, Vin.
Yeah, watch it. It's good.
Oh yeah. This one is a 4K. So that's pretty much all the purchases I got in this last Kino Lorber sale were all 4Ks. And I'm like, ooh, you know what? That kind of looks interesting. I like the slipcover artwork. So hey, I heard of the remake, so maybe it's as good as the remake. It turned out being better than the remake. So yeah, I really like it.
It's got
it's really good.
So you can't go wrong.
Oh yeah, it's very good. Did anybody else order that?
Well, I was going to say one thing we can tell everybody if they're not as familiar with Kino, the beauty of, and some sites don't do this, which drives me nuts, but Kino does, and I love it, and they let you make a wish list. I cannot tell you as a collector how great it is to not have to remember all the things I wanted to put in the next round, or, try to find it and forget. Now, you got your nice little wish list. It'll always keep track of it, and you can throw 4 or 5 in at a time, and you're good to go. So
I do use a wish list. And what's good about it also is if you've already ordered it in the past, it still stays in the wish list, but it'll let you know that you've already ordered that title, so you can remove it.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, their site's just really organized too, and you can kind of sort how you want it to. So I'm like, okay, let me go to 4Ks, let me go the range high to low price, and it's so nicely organized. So I love that. All right, so let's see how everybody's doing in the chat here. We got Hall & Oates saying hello to some people. We got Mid-Level Media saying Mystery Men is so great. I agree. Must need it in the collection. So fun. Yeah, Film Addiction saying just saw Mystery Men the first time the other day. Good stuff. See, keeps up. Yeah, 4K looked fantastic. Let's see. Jerry saying just got a Kino in like 2 weeks ago a day. Yeah. Just picked up a Kino. Yep, same thing. Samantha saying love the Star Wars shirt. Who's wearing the Star Wars? Oh, right there. Huck got the Star Wars shirt.
Thank you, Samantha. There it is. Ooh,
there you go.
Right
on. Nice.
I had to throw something on.
Yeah, thank you.
Now take it off.
It's like it's hanging out with no shirt on.
All right, we got Darwin saying hello.
What's going on, Darwin?
Ooh, Gus in the house.
Gus.
Don't be giving Mike any ideas. He might be wanting to do a no shirt live stream someday.
Oh my goodness, no, that's more of a Bob stream.
Yeah,
that's a little too wild.
Or Durant Cinema.
Oh goodness! Oh, you're bringing back the nightmares from that round table. Let's see. Darwin saying, I just finished Mulholland Drive by David Lynch. A 10 out of 10 for you, Darwin. That's great. That movie I still don't get.
If you get it, you did it wrong.
Okay, yeah, I watched it twice and I'm still just as confused.
You're not supposed to get it.
Okay.
That's the point.
You like Racerhead?
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's a
haven't
David
seen
Lynch
that one
movie.
yet.
You're not supposed to understand most of it.
Yeah.
Mid-level saying you should have had Tony do his top 50. Top 50 ranking right
300. Cut him in half.
I could probably
Cody's like, "Oh
probably
my
do a
God."
top 50 in about 3 minutes.
Oh my
right.
goodness, Gus. I guess Tony can answer that question.
No, there was no steamy sex. Sorry, Gus.
That's right. Different burning.
Yep. Well, Jerry, he did finally pull it, so he did have it.
He tricked us all.
Film Addiction saying a guy from The Thirst is also in the host creature feature. Have you all seen it? Buying The Thirst now.
Yeah, it's the same guy from Parasite who's in host. Same director as Parasite.
Memories of
got my
Murder.
killer in the chat.
Hey, Mel.
Samantha the Killer Clown shirt, though. Yes. Yeah, let's see the Killer Clowns. Yes. Look at that.
Nice.
That's what Kino Lorber needs to do next. Is that why you wore that, Vinicio? You wanted that for a nice Kino 4K right there?
From Arrow, so I'm pretty happy.
Arrow's got to do the 4K. Come on.
Yeah. I know. That's probably going to be coming out pretty soon, to be honest.
35th anniversary this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now on to our fourth Kino Lorber recommendation. Derek, what do we got?
Right. Doing a comedy here, a Mel Brooks comedy. Not that one, the other one. His first movie. Where's my face? The Producers. I haven't opened this yet, but the movie is amazing. I've seen it before. I've watched everything that I have here. I'm not like lying about it, even though I haven't opened the movie. Well, yeah, this was his first movie that, you know, the musical was based on that became way more popular than the movie ever was, with Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel are both amazing. It's essentially, if you don't know what it is, a play producer tries to make money by making a flop of a play. So he makes one about Hitler, essentially, and Gene Wilder is his accountant, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's a great time. It's a short watch. It's only 88 minutes long. If I can get past the glare there. But yeah, The Producers is a heck of a good time. Mel Brooks never made a bad movie. And this was his first one. And he won Best Original Screenplay for it at the Oscars. So you know it's good. That's all I'll say.
I'd like to add that one. I gotta pick that one up.
That was great, yeah. It's funny. Gene Wilder's amazing and everything, though.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with Gene Wilder.
All right, Vinicio.
All right, so my next one, this one again was a blind buy, and I was just blown away. It's called Homebodies. This is the original cover art right here, which I actually like that cover art a lot right there. But basically what this one is basically a bunch of old people that live in an apartment complex in a big city, and the landlord wants to get rid of them and, kick them out and do, turn it into something different. And all these old people, they kind of link up together and start killing these people that are trying to kick them out, basically, and the landlord. And it's more of a comedy horror, but I had a blast with this movie, and it was a complete blind buy. And I loved it. I thought it was really, really great. And I never hear anybody talking about it too, so it's definitely a really cool one to pick up. But very interesting. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, the slipcover design looks really interesting too.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
All right, Huck.
All right, now first we have to change my name for this one. There you go. Untamed Heart. Just going to Untamed Heart. And let me sing the praise of this cute little love story. So basically, these two work at a diner, and her best friend works with them. It's played by Rosie Perez. This is Marissa Tomei and Christian Slater. And basically, she's one of these girls just not lucky in love at all. Always got the bad guys, And one night she's, heading home, walking home, and she kind of gets attacked, but he comes out of the shadows to save her, and she barely even knows he exists because he's so shy at work. He's a very shy person, and he doesn't really have a presence to her until now. And so all of a sudden, this moment gets her interest piqued, and then she becomes very interested in him. And then the story becomes this connection between these two and how they can relate to each other. And it's just such a sweet love story. So yeah, if you haven't seen Untamed Heart, it really charms me. I love this film. So there you go. Oh, a little love.
Yeah, that was one of my picks.
Wow.
Thanks a lot, Tim. See, Huck, you're doing a good job replacing Tim because he would have done the same thing.
Yeah, Tony, now you only have like 500 something other titles to choose from.
Yeah, come on, Tony.
He's down 5.
But it is
throws
a
a
good
dart
one.
at a
I
board.
really like that one.
Yeah, this is one I've talked about on my Hidden Gems video because it's just I don't think many people talk about it or know
Yeah.
about it. Tony, I'm glad you have it because
Yeah.
have you watched it yet?
Oh yeah, definitely. I saw it. So it came out in 1993. I remember seeing it in the theater when it came out.
Yeah, so good. So
Yeah, just those two leads. That enough is alone to sell me.
and it was at their prime. I mean, this is when Christian and Marissa were like just rock stars. So
Yeah, definitely good recommendation.
thank you. Yeah, and even Rosie Perez, she's Rosie Perez, she kind of got that thing, that she
Yeah.
and she's all like that, the whole time. I'm like, wow.
You
She's
sold
good
me
when she's
on
used.
that, huh?
Probably.
What's that?
All right, Tony, what do we got?
Okay, my next one is from 1980. I'm just going to keep going backwards. We got My Bodyguard. Have anybody ever seen this one?
Long
So-
time.
No, I don't think so.
So this kid is getting bullied at school, chased for lunch money. He's got Matt Dillon after him, and so he hires his big old dude to protect him at school. And just their friendship that they end up, the guy, the big dude, the bodyguard, is got kind of a rough life, and they just befriend each other, and it's just a really good story. So it's a coming of age story for the boy, and also it's a story about redemption for the bodyguard. They're both high school kids, and they're both going through different things. It's just a really good story.
Sounds
Nice.
good.
You know that kind of sounds like The Cure a little bit, does it?
Yeah,
Sounds like it's me a little
it
bit.
is kind of similar without the sickness.
I've heard of that, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Sounds interesting though.
It's really good.
That's got to be a young Matt Dillon.
Yeah, it is. It's probably one of his earlier roles. 1980.
Oh wow, yeah.
All right, Vin.
All right, my next recommendation is going to be a film from 1971, and that is the Mephisto Waltz. So this film tackles the plot synopsis of somebody made a deal with the devil, and we're going to try and take over someone else's body. You see that going, later in film a lot, but this film did it pretty early on, 1971. The basic plot line is there's this aging world-renowned pianist who is dying of leukemia, and him and his wife have made a pact with Satan, and he tries to take over the body of this music journalist that comes to interview him because he finds out that this journalist has the perfect hands to play piano. And it's all about them trying to take over this other couple and inhabit their soul, their bodies. So it's a fun little slice of early 70s horror, and it tackles that topic that we've seen more recently in film, but it did it really early on in 1971. So yeah, this was a nice little gem I found last year that I wanted to share.
Damn it. If we would have done this stream while the sale's still going, I would have been orange right now.
I tried, everybody. I tried.
Up my
It's
alley,
tough to light up these schedules.
whole new haul already.
Start making your list for the next sale.
Yeah, you got make your wish list for the next 3 months out or whatever it's going to be.
Yep.
Just
All right, load it up.
sounds-
the summer into fall sale or whatever.
Just like that tip, put it on your wish list, and it'll be on your wish list.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. Yep. I'm gonna do that.
All right, so another 4K here. We're going to go Paths of Glory. So one of my favorite Stanley Kubrick films now. If you love historical movies, this one's awesome. It's black and white. It pretty much plays in two parts. The first half is World War I. Kind of think All Quiet on the Western Front. So very intense there. But I really like the second half of this movie. It does something a little different. You get into basically like a courtroom drama and kind of like the fallout of certain events that happen during a war, kind of like trench siege battle portion. So I really like the courtroom drama stuff. It's something way different than I've seen in other war movies. So yeah, Paths of Glory and one of Stanley Kubrick's earlier films. You can't go wrong, Stanley Kubrick. So everybody got that one?
No.
Nice.
That's when I regretted not buying the sale. Now that
yeah, it's so good. I was surprised too, because I'm like, oh, is it going to be a little dull? Is it going to go a little slow? But no, it keeps a good pace, and it's not too long of a movie either.
Yeah, it's pretty short, and I've heard it's like the best or one of the best World War I movies ever made. So that alone is enough to make me want to get it. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, between that and All Quiet, that's pretty much the tops.
1917.
Oh, 1917.
Yeah, 1917 is great. Wonder Woman, come on, everybody.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah, man. Add them up.
All right, let's check into the chat here. We got let's see. We got Gus saying me. Because everybody always says Gus.
He had an L on the end of that. It was Mel.
Oh, Mel. Oh, I thought it was just me and an exclamation mark.
Like
oh, Mel. There we go. That makes more sense. I thought Gus was just calling himself out. That makes more sense now.
No, I mean, it works both ways.
Yes. All right, got Eddie's Films and stuff. Gus, what's up, Gus? We got KB saying, "What's up, fellas? I'm watching and putting together the shelves."
What's up, KB?
Don't screwing anything backwards. I've done that before.
Oh yeah, isn't that the worst? That you have to redo the whole thing.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, read the direction beforehand.
Even when you read
the shelves are crooked like this, like forever. I'm like, I ain't fixing that. I don't care. I can still tell what it says.
We got Darvin. Honestly, I don't understand Mulholland Drive much. It's due for a rewatch. See, but you still love the movie, so that's great.
You're not supposed to understand it.
Gus saying Eddie Licious.
Eddie-taculous.
Yeah, something spicy is going on there. All right, Fish. That's a favorite of mine as well. Huckster. My killer saying I own Untamed Heart, but can't bring myself to watch it because I keep hearing it's a super sad one, Huck.
Oh no, it's a
good. Tearjerker. No,
it's good.
Not that bad.
I mean, look, it's a bittersweet love story. So you just it's worth it though. It's worth your time. Look, you guys see some trash out there, so don't let
Look, Gus is saying I like the remake with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. Yeah, I didn't know there was a remake.
Yeah.
So
Talking about my Bodyguard.
Exactly the same movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that one. We got my mom in the chat saying hello to everyone.
Hey, Mega Mom.
Yeah, Mel says, "Am I going to cry?" Everybody's saying, "Watch it. Watch Untamed Heart."
It makes Bob cry. You should watch it though.
All right, mid-level saying, "Don't say 1917. Tim will wake up and start whining about Dunkirk being bad."
That's a World War II movie, though, so it's not. It's
yeah, see, there you go. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're now on to our third recommendation. Yes, number 3. All right, Derek.
All right, I have. Yeah, of course, another one I haven't opened and watched yet, but the movie is outstanding. And the release is very impressive. It is the who made this movie? I already forgot. Norman Jewison film. Thank you. It won Best Picture, and that would be In the Heat of the Night.
Yes.
With Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger. This movie's outstanding. I watched it a few times, just not since I bought it, of course. It's a great race relations movie from the '60s about a murder mystery, essentially police case. It's very interesting. And the coolest thing about this Blu-ray is that it comes with the sequel as well on the second disc. So it's a 4K disc for the main film, and then the Blu-ray disc has the sequel, which I haven't seen.
Yeah.
They call me Mr. Tibbs. So I'm interested to watch both of these. But In the Heat of the Night alone is worth the price of this when it's on sale, absolutely. An amazing 1967, I think, Best Picture winner. 7? Yes, I was right. I remembered right. And it's not like over long. It's well paced. It's just a nice police murder mystery thriller from the 60s. And I enjoy it quite a bit.
Yep.
Venancio.
All right, so my next one, this is probably, actually, this is my only movie that's not horror out of my recommendations right now. It is going to be Jim Carrey's The Man on the Moon. I love this movie. I feel like it's kind of one of his underrated movies that people don't really talk about too often. Basically, him playing, what is it, a biography of Andy Kaufman. Yep. And he's a comedian, very misunderstood guy. He kind of just wants attention, to be famous and rich and everything like that. And he just goes about it in the very strangest of ways. And just seeing his whole journey through this is just absolutely, it's hard to not watch, and be interested, just because he's so different and he's so he wants to be different, and he's highly succeeds at that. It gets very sad at the end. It's a very interesting story and a very interesting, different but yet similar role for Jim Carrey. It's very different, but at the same time, he does it absolutely well. This is a great movie. I've been watching this one, I remember, since I had this on VHS. And when they announced it, I was just like, oh man, I have to get this one. So I really enjoy this movie, and I feel like it's underrated. So if you like Jim Carrey, definitely watch this movie.
Yeah, that's one I'm curious about because I've never seen it, but big Jim Carrey.
I'm the only one who didn't get the slip. Jeez, I got it last year and I didn't get the slip, for Christ's sake.
And so
he's amazing in that.
Is that
movie.
one more dramatic or more comedic?
Oh, it's more dramatic.
It's a little bit of both. Yeah, it is dramatic, but he's playing a comedian, so there are funny parts in it, and silly parts like Jim Carrey, but it is very, it is dramatic at the same time. Yeah. And, I mean, I've watched like interviews and stuff like that, and I guess like he was driving people crazy on the set of that movie because he would not go out of character for the entire thing. So he just walked around being this asshole the whole time, everybody. So it's very interesting to even hear that backstory also, because he got that character.
There's a whole documentary about that on Netflix.
Yep. It's on Netflix, right? If he would have been so in character, he probably would have gotten his Oscar nomination he should have gotten, but sadly, he was too big of a prick to everybody.
They even included the original actors from Taxi in there for that segment, and Judd Hirsch was like, it was crazy how much he was like Andy Kaufman on the set.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Good pick. An amazing performance, and the movies it's great. Milos Forman movies are all great. Just watch anything he does.
Yeah, I love that movie.
All right. So I'm always shocked. All right, so we're gonna turn the notch up a little bit to some action we haven't seen a ton of yet. We're gonna go a little John. Hey, I'll change it in a second. Here we go. A little Hard Target. Yeah, man, and this is the international cut. This improves upon the theatrical release of Hard Target, and it just makes it even better. So if you've seen the original and you're like, oh, it's pretty good, the additions really kind of like pump this up. A little extra gore, a little extra violence. And of course you get that Van Damme coiffed, mullet, and he's doing his splits and throwing his leg around, slapping people in the face with his calves, So, and it's directed by John Woo, also stars Lance Hendrickson from Aliens. It's a really good flick. So, and this is one of my favorite Van Damme films, hands down. So, anybody else see this one yet?
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't watched it yet, but Tony gave it to me, so thank you, Tony. I'll watch it at some point.
Yeah, nice.
He gave me the old Blu-ray that he didn't need anymore.
It's really good. Well, the Blu-ray too. If it's they had the international on Blu-ray as well. So.
Oh, nice. Well, then
although he probably gave you the normal.
It was the Kino one. The Kino.
Do you remember that scene in the woods with the snake?
Yeah.
And he's Van Damme has the snake. It's like a rattlesnake, like a cobra, and it's like hissing at him, and he just like smacks it on the head, and the snake it gets all disoriented, and then he pulls his fist and punches the snake out.
Right. Well, I mean, like he does. That's hilarious.
That's a great one.
Man, I should have ordered that movie in the sale.
Dude, you gotta get this. It's like such a good action, and it's like, and I don't know, just wall to wall stuff. It's just a fun flick, and he's in his prime, so he's doing all of his stunts, and
he's rocking a nice mullet too.
He's rocking that mullet. He's in great shape. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one blind spot I have is Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I think I only have one, and that's Street Fighter. So I need to get more.
And the beauty of it being a John Woo film is, John Woo, he loves him some slow-mo. So if you can jump really high and throw a roundhouse kick in slow-mo, and punch a snake in the face.
I forgot it was a John Woo movie. That's great. Is there doves in it? There has to be, right?
Somewhere. What's Damon?
All right, Tony.
Okay, so my next pick is from 1988. I guess I'm sticking with the 80s. And this is a film called Masquerade. It's a thriller. It's got Rob Lowe, Meg Tilly, Kim Cattrall. This lady has inherited $200 million. And so I don't think Rob Lowe's just after her for her looks. I think he's after her money. And it's just a really good thriller. If you like a good thriller movie, I would highly recommend you check this one out. Hopefully someone's seen this one. I don't know. Have y'all?
I have not, but it's now on my list.
Yeah.
I have seen it back in the day, Tony. Yeah, when it came out.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you reminded me that it was a good one because it's in my wish list, but I'm like, I don't remember if that was good or not. You know, one of those.
Well, to me, it was good. My good may not be your good.
Yeah. It's okay. Well, the beauty is both of our brains can't remember anything, so it'll be like a first-time watch.
Yeah.
So
A snake did not get punched in this movie, though.
well, I'm out. Can't punch a snake.
Why bother?
Why bother?
All right, Vin.
Okay, my third recommendation is one. It might not be the best movie out there, but I have a soft spot for it, and that is Prefontaine. So this might be my favorite Jared Leto performance, honestly. He does a really, really good job in this movie as Steve Prefontaine. So if you guys don't know, Steve Prefontaine was an American distance runner in the 1970s who was a really prominent figure in sports. And then I don't think this is a spoiler, but he ends up getting in a car accident and passes away before he can compete in the Olympics. But this is kind of just a fun sports movie documenting his rise to prominence and fame. And it has some good acting performances in it. And it also has some ties into Nike and the birth of the Nike swish and all that stuff. So if you like sports movies and if you're a fan of Jared Leto, check this out. Yeah, Prefontaine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
One of
need
my
to check
friends
that
is
out. You
upset.
sold me on that sports movie, the Nike swoosh.
Yep.
I gotta check it out.
I'm there.
That's all you need, Mike.
Oh, after seeing the movie Air, yes. You say Nike, I'm there.
Dude, yeah, there's a whole scene about his coach, how he creates this special running shoe for him with a waffle iron, and he puts that Nike swish on it, and Jared Leto's like, what's this thing? I won't give too much away, but yeah, it definitely touches on kind of the birth of the switch, or the swish, rather. And yeah, I'm not the biggest Jared Leto fan, but he really does a great job just looking like a guy from the 70s and playing that role really well.
Nice.
Well, Mike, in Hard Target, Jean-Claude does a swish with his leg that looks a lot like the swoosh. So
Same difference.
add that to your list.
I'm sold on both now. I need both. Double
There it is.
feature right there.
Tony, do you have Prefontaine?
I do not have that. It's on my list.
I got
We'll find
you.
it in a minute. Don't worry.
So I will go with the Italian Job. Yeah, the original. So complete blind buy for me too. I just really like the remake. So, thought the original couldn't be too bad. I will say I still prefer the remake. I mean, you can't beat the Marky Mark action in the remake. It's Edward Norton. I mean, you can't really beat that. But this is still pretty good. You got Michael Caine. So, Batman's butler in The Dark Knight, Alfred. So you got Michael Caine there. But I really like the second half. When they get into the car chase and the heist of it all, some really cool sequences in the movie. And it goes on for quite some time. So pretty interesting. But yeah, it's fun. I don't know if I love the ending, though. The ending, I'm like, really? Did it just end right there? I wanted a little bit more, but still. Did anybody see that one?
I haven't seen the
I
original.
don't think I've seen either of them.
I haven't seen you haven't seen the remake, Derek? Oh my!
I worked at the theater when it came out too, and I still didn't watch it.
Oh, the remake is so
Mark,
good.
Charlize Theron, Minnie
Norton,
Coopers.
Yeah.
That
Only
4K
her
is
one.
coming
Ed
out
Norton
soon.
and Minnie Coopers.
Yeah. All right, let's see in the chat what's going on. We got Bob's Blu-ray saying, Mel, you do get to see Slater shirtless. Maybe that'll sell you on it.
There you go.
Mid-level saying, basically, they're saying if you can watch Blood Fart Lake 7, Mel, you can handle it. Wow.
Exactly. Ken, you get it. Exactly.
That title, just what is going on? I almost question, is that a real movie? But I'm sure it is.
I know, is it?
They made it all the way to 7? Well,
Maybe it's
right
just
there.
There's 10 Fast and the Furious movies, so who knows?
There's a movie called Witchcraft, and they have like I think they're up to part 16 right now.
Oh God, really?
Goodness.
There's one
Gus,
one.
Derek, I'll over and open all your rap movies.
You can over all you want, Gus.
Let's see, Bob saying, yeah, Mel, most definitely. And no one, what? Oh my gosh, Bob. I'm still working on finding a poster for you. Either him doing the splits. Oh my gosh, maybe double-sided. Yeah, let's see. Oh, mid-level saying Man on the Moon is fantastic. See, I need to see it then. Yeah, and what was the, you guys said there was like a documentary one on Netflix? What is that one called?
I don't remember what it's called.
I can't remember. Yeah, I watched it when it came out. It was a couple years ago it came out, but yeah, it's just, it was them making the movie is what it's about.
Yeah.
But I want to watch that before seeing the movie if you haven't seen the movie.
Is it called Jim versus Andy?
Yeah, something like that.
Right. Yep.
All right, Mel saying, now we're talking, Huck.
Right.
I
mean, you perk
up beefcakes. What? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. We love video. Foreman made a 3-hour movie about Mozart. Not boring. Deserves credit for that.
Yeah, Milos Forman's amazing.
Gus saying, I like Street Fighter. Yes.
Somebody has to.
Awesomely bad.
Gus saying, I want to see that, Tony.
Masquerade.
Cinema Man, did anyone recommend Marathon Man? That's a great Kino Lorber title. The famous line from the film, is it safe? Dustin Hoffman and Roy Schneider were great in that. No, I've not seen that one. Anybody seen that one?
I haven't bought it, but it's a good movie.
I bought it when it came out. I still have to watch it. I started it but didn't finish it. I got tied up.
It's solid.
Fish saying, nice recommendation, Vin. I've been meaning to see that.
Prefontaine.
Got Tiana in the house. Hey guys.
Hey Tiana.
Tiana,
She's everywhere.
welcome.
She's a cool kid.
Yeah,
Collectors Club kid.
she's one of the. Yes, she is. One of the first ones.
All right, so now we're on number 2. Runner up here. Second recommendation.
Oh yeah. This one I have opened and watched recently because of the 80s Best Picture tournament I did on my channel. One of the good ones worth watching that we did. It's another 60s civil rights movement related movie. That wasn't on purpose, but it is 1988's Mississippi Burning with Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe and my girl Franny McDormand. This movie is outstanding. I remember liking it a lot when I watched it the first time, probably a decade ago or so. I did an accidental Alan Parker double feature with this. And what's the other one where the guy's trapped in prison? Midnight Express. No idea it was the same director. I was watching them back to back by coincidence. But this movie is extremely good. And everybody needs to see it. And it's just sad how relevant it still is, even though it takes place 60 years ago. Yeah, Mississippi Burning. Go see it if you haven't. It's great.
That's actually one I've been wanting to see for a long time, and I actually didn't even realize that Kino released that one. So that is also now on my list.
Yeah, there was like a Twilight Time Blu-ray of it or something on this one. But yeah, this movie is super good.
Yeah, I need to check that one out for sure.
All right, number 2.
All right, so my next one is going to be a Spike Lee film. This one, it's funny. I remember seeing it a long time ago, and it wasn't what I expected. But I was extremely young at the time too. Now, with a little bit more mature mind, I enjoyed it a lot. But it's going to be The Summer of Sam. As a kid, I thought it was going to focus more on the killer and seeing a lot of killing and everything like that. You know, that's kind of, as a kid, that's all you want to see when you're a horror fan. But really, it's going to be what everybody's state of mind was and how they handled the situation of being around, possibly being a victim of this killer. And it shows you, in a big city, there's a lot of wide variety of people. So, they show you the drug dealers, the gangsters, the homosexual scene, the fetish scene, all this kind of stuff, and basically how everybody's reaction was worried about being a victim of this killer. It does focus a little bit on the actual killer, with the dog telling them what to do and everything like that. And it's a very interesting film, especially if you like character studies, and that's kind of more what this is a character study of the individuals that had to live through this and the worry and of them being the next victim. And it's very interesting if you looked at it more as a character study opposed to seeing everything that the killer is going to do, is doing, and everything like that. It has that aspect in there, but it's not the main focus. But I really enjoy this film. I actually rewatched it for the first time since I was a kid, maybe a year ago. And I got a whole new liking. So yeah, Summer Sam.
Yeah, that's another one I haven't seen either. So you guys are pulling out some great recommendations.
Yeah, I need to see that one for sure.
I think I've only seen like one of the movies somebody's pulled tonight. That was like Mystery Men.
That one I want to check out. So I want to check that one out for sure. I got to get that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What I love, first of all, guys, is the eclectic mix that we have here, because everyone has such a great, unique taste. So I'm going to change it up by changing my name one more time. Here we go. Huck Rogers. That's right. We're going to Huck Rogers. Yeah, I want to bring some TV love into this because I haven't seen any TV here yet. And this is a really fantastic release. Let's get it right side up there. Let's go ahead and show it to you. Nice little box, kind of a flimsy box, but it's really good. And you get the entire series plus the movie that they released in the theaters. So that's going to be that one right there. Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. They released it in the cinemas first back when, remember, surround sound was a big thing. They just like turned the woofers up really bassy and just shook the seats. And the opening is hilarious because they wanted to kind of bond the opening a little bit. So the two lead actresses, which is very strange that your leads are in it, they're laying all sexy on the logo. Like the logo is just a big light board. And they're just laying there and this really horrible song is playing. It's super cheese fest, but it's really great. And it's both full seasons right here, 1 and 2. 2 is not so great, but season 1 is pretty strong. Season 2, it's weird that they changed the outfits and that they look like maids or stewardesses or something like that. But the first one has, a little mix of cheese and sci-fi. Obviously, you guys probably know the story. Buck Rogers, he's an astronaut that gets frozen 500 years later, and he gets unfrozen, and now he's in the future, and he has to make do. But listen to this. I wanted to show you. So these are some real who's who that show up in this show. And you've got Jamie Lee Curtis, Julie Newmar, Henry Silva, of course, Jack Palance, Roddy McDowell, Cesar Romero, Richard Lynch, Frank Gorshin, the Riddler, right? Gary Coleman, Ray Walston, I mean, just tons of really great actors from their day in this set. So if you're a TV fan and you like old cheesy sci-fi, like the original Battlestar Galactica, and you have this, check out Buck Rogers. This is a really nice set, especially when it goes on sale. Definitely worth your time. So if you like that stuff. If you don't get it.
This makes me think of Looney Tunes, the Duck Dodgers in the 21st and a half century.
Yeah.
It's got the Joker and Riddler in it, though, so that's cool.
All right, Tony.
Okay, so my pick is from 1991. It's called Late for Dinner. Speaking about Buck Rogers being frozen and being thawed out, this right here is about two brothers who are have been wrongfully accused of something, and they get cryogenically frozen from 1962, and they do not wake up until 1991. And they haven't aged a bit. They're still the same age. Of course, all their family members are all grown. It's just it's a really good little adventure story, a love story, a drama. It's got Peter Berg in it, Peter Gallagher, and Marcia Gay Harden in it. So yeah, definitely a really good recommendation if you like a good little romantic love story. Late for Dinner.
Nice.
So that's like a perfect date night movie then.
100%.
I like how you tied that into Buck Rogers. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it just happened to work out.
I mean, Tony, go for it.
All right, Vin.
Okay, my number 4, my fourth recommendation is actually a Kino International title. So in the future, if you guys want to check this out, you might have to venture onto eBay, and that is Poetry. So this is another South Korean title by one of my favorite directors working today. His name is Lee Chang-dong. He also directed Burning, which has Steven Yeun in it from Walking Dead that you guys might know. But yeah, this is just a really, I mean, he's such an amazing director, first of all. So if you've never heard of him, just give him a Google at some point and check out some of the stuff he's done. But the basic story is an elderly woman who is dealing with the onset of her Alzheimer's disease. She's dealing with early onset Alzheimer's while she's also caring for her grandson, who is a piece of shit and kind of like being accused of a very serious crime. And she doesn't know if he did it or not, but it's her journey dealing with her oncoming, ailment, also trying to care for her grandson. And it's an amazing film from an amazing director. I might have mentioned this director before on my channel, but I can't tout him enough. So if you're into some foreign films and you don't mind reading subtitles, this one gets highest marks from me. I love Poetry.
Nice. Yeah. I just bought that on Amazon.
Did you get it yet?
Yeah, I got it ordered.
Like just now?
Yeah, as he was talking about it, that's perfectly what I want to watch. I love those kind of movies.
That's awesome.
Let me know what you think about it when you find it.
Well, on a lighter note, we're going to go with a comedy here. So very modern comedy, Tropic Thunder 4K. Everyone needs to have this in the collection. Looks, sounds great on the 4K quality, but who doesn't love Tropic Thunder? It's hilarious. Just the beginning with all the different trailers playing. Oh my goodness, that's some of the best stuff in the movie. And I was so surprised to find out like Ben Stiller directed this movie. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. He's great. Robert Downey Jr., Jack Black. I mean, there's so many great moments and quotable lines in there. You can't go wrong with Tropic Thunder. So I'm sure everybody has seen that movie plenty of times on this panel, right?
So good.
That's why I wanted to buy it, but it wasn't on sale this time around, so I was kind of angry about it.
Yeah, I was surprised. Mystery Men went on sale, but not Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
So I was happy I picked it up when it first came out. At that
It's a good one, though. Robert Downey Jr. is amazing.
Usually
Tom Cruise is hilarious.
When things go on sale, they usually flip flop it. So the next sale, it'll probably be on the sale, and the other newer titles won't be.
Good. I'll buy that in next time then.
It's so funny. I remember the first time I seen that movie, man, when those trailers, I was cracking up. I'm like, is this real? Like,
That was easily the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Opening.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah. Go for it.
What's the name of that beverage? Is it Booty Sweat or Booty Juice?
Booty Sweat. Booty Sweat.
Jack Black, Nutty Professor movie or whatever. The Fatties or whatever it is.
Yeah, Part 2.
Yeah, I definitely want to see a Kino Lorber do more like modern movies too. Like I love the classic movies, but if we can get more modern ones too, like Mystery Men, Tropic Thunder, that'd be great. I want some of those.
You gotta do heavyweights next to get all these Ben Stiller.
A whole Ben Stiller collection from Kino Lorber.
That'll be cool.
Cable Guy, that'd be a good one.
Oh yeah. All right, we got Tiana here. Everybody's saying hello. We got Holland saying, I got to see that, Derek.
Yeah, you do.
Mike Hiller saying, nice pick, Vin. We got the horror dude. Hello, I'm at work, but wanted to stop by and say what's up. Well, thank you, the horror dude, for stopping by. I think it's one of my first times seeing you in the chat, so thank you for being here. Let's see, everybody saying hello. Gus saying, I bought that set, Huckster.
Nice, Gus. Somebody's got it.
Gus saying, I'm preparing for the Looney Tunes spoof.
Oh, it's classic.
Talking about defrosting meat.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that movie, Vin.
Nice.
Yeah, Gus hooks me up sometimes when he gets a 4K Criterion. He knows I'm a big Criterion guy, so he's sending me a Criterion title that I don't have. So in reciprocation, I went on eBay and I found Poetry and I sent it to him. So I know he's looking forward to watching that one.
That's awesome.
We got Dell saying, "What's up?" Oh, Dell, just watching your movie swap with Sue. That was awesome. So if everybody you haven't seen that yet, definitely check out the replay. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello, hello. Awesome. So we are now on to our first Kino Lorber recommendation. So Derek, what do we got for number one?
No one took it. Well, it wouldn't be a stream with Derek without some sort of Coen Brothers movie involved. So hence the confincted cinephile name. You didn't notice. Barton Fink, which I'm sure is going to get a 4K, tomorrow. But this movie is hilarious and really weird. Even I didn't really like this movie the first time I watched it, but I've watched it many a time since, and I've fallen in love with it. John Goodman is great in it. John Turturro is great in it. Michael Lerner, who just passed away, and he's a fantastic actor, is hilarious in it and was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, which is weird. But really good art direction and music and costumes. The Coen Brothers actually wrote this movie because they had writer's block while writing Miller's Crossing. So Miller's Crossing came out in 1990. This came out in 1991. And this was the more successful of the two movies they did, which is weird, but it's really good. It's just, you have to be a Coen Brothers fan to like it, but I can't recommend it any higher. It's about a screenwriter, or actually a playwright from, I believe, New York, who was hired to go write screenplays in LA. And then he gets writer's block, hence the plot from the Coen Brothers having writer's block. And then he basically is like psychologically going to hell in his own mind. And that's what the movie's about. I don't want to say too much because it's awkward to explain, but it's worth watching just for the Johns, Turturro, and Goodman's performances.
I've had that movie in my cart. I don't like countless amounts of time.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I always find stuff to replace it. So I always end up deleting it. I knew nothing about it. So
It's weird, but I love it.
I'm going to have
It's up there. It's up there, flirting with top 5 Coen for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard for me, but yeah, it's definitely in the middle, which is still like top 5 or 6. So.
All right, number one.
All right, so this is one that I've been watching for a long time now, and I always love this movie, and it's The Good Son.
Oh, no.
It's a great pick.
It's such a great movie,
nice.
such a great story. It's just, I'm a huge fan of Macaulay Culkin, especially his earlier work whenever he's a kid playing in movies. And this one was finally he did something completely different and, kind of a horror kind of thriller take on it. And he's just, he is an evil little kid, man. And he does it so well. And, the little young Elijah Wood, you feel so bad for him. His mother just died. He has to live with his family members. And this little kid is just kind of doing all kinds of crazy, outlandish things, putting him in danger, putting him in predicaments that he could be in danger. And at the end, he just kind of goes all full batshit crazy. But I love this movie so much. I've watched it many times. Like I said, I watched it at a really young age. I think I may have seen this one in theaters. I don't really recall, but I remember I was just blown away as a kid, and I've always loved it. So definitely recommend this movie.
Yeah, definitely not as family friendly as Home Alone. For sure.
Wow.
It's a good movie. Yeah, it's one I almost buy every time they have a sale, and I just haven't for
so
some reason.
good.
But it's a great movie.
Great movie.
Oh, the special features are great as well with it. So definitely check those out.
It's got his sister in it too, right? The Macaulay sister. It's like the younger sister.
She's been in a few too.
There's like 35 of Culkins, so it's hard to keep track.
All right, Huck, number one.
That's another great thing about Kino is they have really great special features on a lot of their stuff. Even if it's like minimal, sometimes you'll just get like a commentary and a trailer, but you get a little something. All right, so the last one, there's some heavy hitters, but I'm going to go with a good cheesy sci-fi horror flick. Poor Cholo, you'll probably dig this one. Here we go, little Deep Star 6, baby.
That one it's in my haul for tomorrow. I have not seen it, but it's in my package.
It's it's funny because when I saw this, I really had to just embrace. I knew there was a lot that came out that same time frame. There was this, Leviathan, and The Abyss. It was all about beating everyone to the punch about the underwater monsters. And I think this one was first because you can tell the budget was a little cheaper, so they were able to shoot it quicker. And you know, it's the old story. It's like these divers go down there and they're doing their thing and they're excavating stuff, and of course they unearth some crazy creature that doesn't want to play nice. And it's got an eclectic mix of characters. Of course, you got to have, you know, the a-holes and the couple and the you know, the head guy, and you know, they're all there. And you know, let's just say it doesn't, you know, end well for some of them. But yeah, it's directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who did the original Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's a fascinating thing. And you know, and the creature design, I love practical creatures. You know, the CG stuff has its place, but I just love those practical creatures where it's just, you know, the rubber thing and it's puppeteers got to bring it to life. And yeah, and I was kind of surprised that it held up better than I thought. I was not expecting it to do so, but I was kind of charmed by it. So I don't know, have you guys seen that? I'd like to give a little shout out as sort of that little horror movie that could.
I've actually never seen it, but like I said, I'm going to be having it tomorrow, and I'm very excited to check it out.
Yeah, I haven't either. It's one I keep almost buying because I'm like, I should have this, but I don't.
That cover looks awesome, though. Yeah.
I know, it's really nice. I mean, set your bar down here, guys, when you go to watch it, so that you'll, you know, it might, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay.
So does it kind of feel like a classic, like Universal monster movie almost?
No.
Way more modern than that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just feels more like, you know, those good old creature features, you know, of the 80s and 90s. You know, it's got that kind of vibe.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly.
Think Buck Rogers.
Yeah, think Buck Rogers season.
I haven't seen that one either. I haven't seen any of these movies.
Like, so did anyone see Leviathan?
I have not. No,
I'll take that as a no. Well, all right then, never mind. So think of it as The Abyss, but really evil.
I've seen that one. Okay, got it.
And not as good.
On James Cameron Abyss.
Right.
All right, Tony, number 1.
Okay, so my last pick would be In Bruges.
Nice. So good.
Really good film. I didn't really know what to expect going into this one. I'd seen it before I got the 4K, of course. But it's about 2 hitmen who have just finished doing a hit and it kind of going wrong. And they have the crime boss after them. They're hiding out in Bruges. I forget where this place is at. Belgium, I think, maybe. But just a really good, fun story. I enjoy Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. I thought they did a really good job. Of course, it has Ralph Fiennes as the crime boss. All kinds of things happen. Almost second guessing what they've done. Has anybody seen this one?
No.
It's great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is amazing. If you haven't seen it, definitely see this one.
Even my wife wants me to buy that one. That's how good it is.
Yeah, she wants it for Colin Farrell.
What year is that one from, Tony?
2008.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a Kino Lorber release when that was coming out, but that's awesome.
100%. If you watch it, you'll enjoy it.
Definitely.
All right, Vin.
All right, my last one I wanted to show. I don't know about you guys or people in the chat, but when I think Kino Lorber, how can you not think raunchy 90s comedy?
Yeah.
So this one is going to be Half Baked.
Nice.
Yeah, anybody out there who somehow has not seen Half Baked, it stars Dave Chappelle and Jim Brewer, 2 hilarious comedians, and the basic plot is Dave Chappelle's character works as a janitor and steals medical grade marijuana from the hospital he works at and sells it on the streets and becomes very successful, and then things start to happen. But man, such a funny movie. Jim Brewer, I mean, I think this is the ultimate stoner film. I know there's a lot of good ones out there, and just the fact that Kino Lorber put this out is just crazy to me. Like, so yeah, this is my number 1.
I forgot that was them. Or Kino did that one. And I love Harlan Williams, and he's in that too, and he's hilarious.
I haven't seen that yet, so that's
I haven't either.
Yeah, Vin, I thought you were going a different direction with that one because my number 1 title is very similar, but this is the best 90s comedy of all time, no doubt, We got career opportunities, hilarious movie. Oh, and he's also working as a janitor in this movie. But you got Jennifer Connelly, you got John Candy in the movie. This movie is hilarious. It's a must-see every year. Written by John Hughes, so you know it's golden right there. But it is so funny. It mostly takes place in a Target, but it is hilarious. Just great situational humor in there. And yeah, it's a must see for. I'm sure everybody on the panel has seen it many, many times.
I have never. It looks like a romantic comedy to me, so I never bought it. So,
you gotta see it. It's so funny.
That was almost the number one, Mike. Oh my! I just switched it at the last minute.
So good. Yeah, you do got the romance in there, of course, with a Jennifer Connelly and all that. But it is such a funny movie. It is hilarious, like nonstop laughter for me.
I like the lead actor. I can never remember his name, and I feel bad.
Yeah, I don't know his name either.
He's great in everything.
Frank Wally.
Yeah, Frank Whaley or Wally. Yeah. He's always like in really good like supporting roles in really good movies, and then anytime he gets a lead role, the movie like tanks horribly. So he's like not really a well-known actor, but he's fantastic, and he always has been.
Poor kid.
Frank Whaley.
Yeah.
Not many people talk about this movie, and I don't know why. It is great, and I'm so happy Kino Lorber put this first time to Blu-ray. I don't think it was on Blu-ray before this, if I remember correctly.
It wasn't.
Correct.
Oh, that's why I love Kino Lorber. I think this was actually why I got into Kino Lorber. When I saw this movie, I'm like, oh yes, this boutique label knows how to do it right.
To echo you, Mike, this is the first purchase when I, like 2 years ago or whenever I started with Kino, this was in that first batch. It was this and something else.
It was the Buck Rogers set.
It was, that came third.
All right, let's check into the chat, and then we'll definitely get the honorable mentions. We got Dell saying Holland, Mel, Gus. Poetry is a great movie. All caps, so yeah, definitely know it's great. Let's see, Holland saying I got to see Barton Fink too. Yeah, see, I never heard of that till now, so I need to see that as well.
Interesting. It's interesting stuff.
Dell saying The Good Son is a fun one. Oh yeah, he's terrifying in that movie. It's just like a little kid, and you're just like so terrified.
Bastard. He reminds me of my kid's friend.
Oh goodness. Gus, that movie made me jump once, Huck. Only once.
Yeah, once. I know.
The one jump.
I know.
Delphine, I think I saw Deep Star 6 back in the day.
That's the kind of impression it has. That lasting impression.
You're like, I recognize that picture.
Yeah.
Mel saying, great pick, Tony.
Thanks. I finally got one that at least Mel would enjoy.
Yeah. And Bruges is a banger.
And Bruges is fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard great things about the movie. Yep, everybody loves that one. Holland saying, Abba Zaba, you my only friend.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Is that from the movie?
That's
Oh, okay, yeah. Mid-level, I did order that one. Haven't seen it since VHS.
Nice.
Vin, how did you go from poetry to half big? That's a double feature right there, Gus.
That's its range.
It showed you the range of the Kino Lorber title.
Yeah, it shows you the Kino Lorber variety right there.
Hey, but sometimes you need to do that. You get a really serious drama film, then right after you just want to kind of, do a little comedy in there. So I gotcha. Yeah. Hard copy cannot be contained, Gus. Say what? Cinema Man and Jennifer Connelly on the horse. Yes, very memorable scene. Everybody, I'm sure, remembers that one. But no, it's just like, does somebody have another quarter? Everybody pulls out a quarter.
Yeah, real sack of quarters.
Oh, so many funny moments in that. Oh, so good. Yes, he. Sean saying hello to everyone.
Hey, Sean.
Gizmo, hey Tony, my man, and Valencia on the rest of the A team. Yeah.
I'm just happy to be part of the A team.
I know we've leveled up here, the A team. Yes.
Usually the H or
who's
all right, so now let's talk some honorable mentions here. So, Derek, we got some honorables.
I do. A couple of them got mentioned, like Man on the Moon and Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid were a couple of them. But I got Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which I just bought last sale. I love this movie. I figured someone else would pull it. That's why I didn't put it as one of my 5. But otherwise, it probably would have been. This is more likely than not my favorite movie, at least of the year it came out. Probably my favorite Jim Carrey dramatic performance, even though the movie's pretty funny to begin with. A comedy nobody ever talks about that came out in the early 2000s, Big Trouble, with Tim Allen. It's a fantastic ensemble cast, really short, fun watch, 85 minutes. I remember it's the director of Men in Black, Barry Sonnenfeld, who did this one. I remember it got delayed because of the September 11th attacks, because the end of this movie has to do with a bomb on a plane. So the movie got delayed like 6 months when I was working at the theater, and then it came out. But it's a fun movie, and it's really just stupid and entertaining. So if you like dumb, funny stuff that doesn't last too long, Big Trouble's for you. Another spoof comedy that I talked about, got like last summer already. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, from Keenen Ivory Wayans. Blaxploitation spoof comedy. Very funny. It's got Damon Wayans in it as well, and I can't remember this guy's name at the moment. Bernie Casey, there we go. And various other actors. And I have 2 dishonorable mentions. So, depending on who you are, avoid these at all costs. My son, who was 4 at the time when he watched the original 1958 Blob movie, fell in love with it. I've watched it several times with him, and the remake. He likes the remake too, from 1988. So I'm like, hey, I'll buy this movie. He'll like it. Beware the Blob. Unwatchable trash. I could not even finish this movie. I wouldn't even say it's a movie. That's how bad this is. It's just a series of scenes that happen, and occasionally there's some pink jelly involved.
I almost bought
it. I did too. It was in my cart.
It is so bad. Like, it's not even like funny bad. But do you know what is funny bad and also involves attractive women on horses, Mike?
Ooh,
Cool as ice. Vanilla ice. So bad it's good. Classic right here. From the cinematographer of Schindler's List, so you know it's good. But yeah, if you like So Bad It's Good movies, Cool as Ice is where it's at. So I recommend that one. As long as you like So Bad It's Good movies. But so bad you can't finish in movies, don't buy this one. But if you want a good time, buy this one. Those are mine.
All right.
All right, so I got 4 here for you. I got first up, I have Rawhead Rex.
Yeah.
Strangely, it's like a slip box thing that
cool.
I guess a lot of people never seen before, and I don't know. This is just the one that I got. I think this was actually my first Kino title right here. This movie isn't amazing, but I have fun with it. So I do recommend it, especially if you're a horror fan. The creature effects they're good and silly at the same time. I don't know. I like the gore in it too. I think it's a fun movie. Next up, I have New Year's Evil. I actually just watched this one last year for the first time, I believe. And although I don't really remember too much of it offhand, I do remember enjoying it quite a bit. I really do like that slipcover too. And I always remember that. The original cover art. Scream Factory also released this one, and that is one that I actually missed from Scream Factory, so I was really glad that they re-released it because I did not want to pay the scalper price of the out of so it was awesome to be able to get that. Another one is going to be Burnt Offerings. This one I actually seen a long time ago as well. I believe it was like a haunted house film, but it does have a lot of really creepy parts. I think this one actually may be a made-for-TV movie as well, if I'm not mistaken. But this one is a fun time right here. Definitely a good ghost story right there. And then last up, I have CB4.
Nice.
CB4. It amazes me that they released this one as well. That's kind of another one. I was like, what the hell? That's CB4. I was like, okay, it was a long time since I seen it, and this is a funny kind of parody movie as well. They're almost kind of playing the role of NWA, and basically there's like a gangster in town. He gets arrested, thrown in jail, so they think it's a great idea to impersonate their persona and who they are and become rappers. And I mean, they have music videos that are just like straight out of Compton. Their town is called Low Cash, and it's just hilarious what they're doing. Really, really funny movie. Chris Rock, a lot of people, Alan Payne. It's a really good one right here. I think this stuff is hilarious.
Nice. TV4 is good.
Yeah.
I got that New Year's Evil too. I haven't watched it yet though. I got it at the last sale.
Yeah, I liked it. Like I said, I don't really remember too much of it offhand, but I do remember enjoying it.
Nice.
All right, Huck.
All right, here we go. It's a quick little stack for you. So the first up is going to be a Goldie Hawn Mel Gibson flick called Bird on a Wire. Basically, he's like under this witness protection program, and before he can get like his new identity, like she recognizes him. She's like an old flame, so she inadvertently becomes part of the adventure. So she has to kind of tag along, as it were. And they have some nice little chemistry together. So she
really
definitely came. What's that?
It's a really fun movie.
Yeah, it is, and I just got it in, so I can't wait to read.
Like how the title is smaller than the names of the actors on.
I know. It's huge. It's like the movie's called Mel and Goldie. Next up is this Rutger Hauer film that I remember loving. This is when he came hot off of his Blade Runner and all that good stuff. Then he started to finally get like his own leading role stuff. And this was one of the first ones, Wanted Dead or Alive. Gene Simmons from Kiss plays the bad guy in this. And he's a guy who like Steven Seagal, he plays by his own rules, right? You gotta have one of those cops who doesn't play by the rules, and you need one of those in this adventure. Now this is an old school. This is like not for everybody on this panel, not for everybody watching. Tony, you might remember this. This is a weird thing. I love treasure hunting movies, right? So nowadays you'd watch National Treasure and things like that. But back in our day, way back in the day, you had that comedy, that massive comedy. It's a mad, 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 mad world, right? Shortly after that, you had Scavenger Hunt.
Oh, nice.
And Scavenger Hunt is just like that kind of thing. And just listen to this. So you got Richard Benjamin, Scatman Crothers, Ruth Gordon, Cloris Leachman, Cleavon Little, Roddy McDowell again. You can't get rid of him. Richard Mulligan, Tony Randall, and Vincent Price, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So
nice.
Yeah. So I sort of dig these. In fact, they have a couple of these. They have another one called Finders Keepers. That's a Kino title. So I just started buying all these treasure hunting movies. So at some point, I'm going to sit down and just have like a whole week of just like really mediocre treasure hunting movies.
That's awesome.
And the last two, of course, you got to have some good Michael J. Fox in your collection. Secret of My Success.
So good.
Super good film. And the thing that I got just in this most recent thing, because I'm an old school Chuck Norris fan, look at this bad boy. It's the Octagon, y'all.
Awesome.
This was badass. Look, I have no idea if it holds up. I just remember when I was a kid, I saw this 3 times in the theater. And look, they did a really nice job on this. You even have a reversible art in there. So you got the ninja. That's the ninja he fights right there. This ninja dude, he's got like a purple maroon chartreuse ninja outfit, kind of stands out, and it's, I don't know, it was super fun. So remembering that this was a good part of my childhood, and this packaging is really great. I'm excited to give this another watch, and I hope it holds up. So the Octagon.
Nice.
The Octagon was great when I watched it. My friends and I have a shitty movie VHS
Yeah.
collection. And the Octagon is one of those movies, and we're like, this movie's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I picked these up. I haven't watched. I watched A Force of One.
Nice.
And then Good Guys Wear Black. And then of course the Octagon. This one is still sealed though, Huck. So I got to check this one out.
Dude, Chuck Norris friend. Yay. Nice.
Octagon is fun.
Yeah, I didn't know Kino did The Secret to My Success, Huck, so that's a really good movie.
Yeah, I got that one too,
yeah. I need that one for sure in the collection.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tony, now all 500.
Yeah. Real quick.
597 ones.
I'm not really going to talk about these other than they're just my recommendations. Definitely, these are all really good to me. Secret Admirer. It's a really good coming of age romantic love triangle, as you can tell. The Apartment, it's a classic Hollywood type film.
That's good.
Really, really good. A good Western, High Plains Drifter. Really good Clint Eastwood film. Kendall Lorber has a ton of Clint Eastwood westerns. And then lastly, we have Indecent Proposal. I think Gus would probably appreciate this one based off of his comments in the chat. So really good.
All right, Ben.
All right, I didn't pull a lot of the super popular Kino titles that came out in 4K recently, but this one has been mentioned tonight, so I figured I would give it a little bit of love. I really enjoyed this one. It was a first time watch for me this past year, and that's Out of Sight. Really, really fun movie. I remember just really enjoying it. And then two little bit older titles. One is a Stephen King adaptation, Needful Things. Really fun movie where essentially the devil moves into this town and opens an antique shop and gives people really great deals on antiques, but at a cost, at a price, of course. And then the last one I have is a Jim Jarmusch film with Bill Murray, and that's Broken Flowers. So if you like Bill Murray, this is a pretty solid entry from him, where he finds out he might have an adult son out there somewhere. He's kind of a playboy, and the whole film is him going back and kind of revisiting all of his ex-lovers throughout the film. So this was a fun one.
All right, let's go to mine. Now, I'm so shocked nobody pulled the Silence of the Lambs. Like, what's going on here? Was this one just like too obvious of a choice? Or just
I don't even have it.
right?
I use my Sound glass.
Like
so.
Kino Lorber edition is actually really good, and it does have some different special features from the Criterion edition. So if you really love the movie, you may need this one and the Criterion. So yeah, and the 4K looks great too.
If you're going to get Silence of the Lambs, also pick up Hannibal 4K. Yeah. Excellent.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then I'm surprised nobody pulled this either. Some Like It Hot. A lot of people were talking about this movie in stream, so I said, hey, might as well pick it up. I didn't think it was like laugh out loud funny from start to finish. It does have its moments. Marilyn Monroe is really good in the movie, and the 4K is really sharp too. With the black and white, looks really good. All right, and then for westerns, got to have the best one of all time, right? The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Amazing movie, super long but really good. And I don't have the slipcover, sorry.
Nobody does. It's okay.
The Great Escape, really good, kind of different type of war movie where they're pretty much just they're escaping a camp and they come up with like inventive ways to dig underground to escape the camp. So this is a really good movie too, and you have like an all-star talent here. You got even Donald Pleasance is in this movie, so The Great Escape, definitely check that one out.
Good recommendations.
That's a great movie.
Now this one I cannot recommend. Stanley Kubrick's A Killer's Kiss. Does anybody have this one? Anybody watch this one?
No, I have it.
Yeah. So black and white classic film, but it's like an hour long, so very very short. No, it wasn't for me. It was just like, oh, okay, like one time watch. Don't think I'll watch it again. Another one I cannot recommend: Love Slaves of the Amazon. This one. It sounds more exciting than what it actually is. Kind of think Indiana Jones, but they don't have the technology to make a really good Indiana Jones movie. So this is what you get. Yeah, it's one time watch for sure. So can't recommend that one. It's not what you think it's going to be. Let's just say that. And then I know Rawhead Rex was pulled, but this is the 4K edition. The 4K does look really nice, but it's a slipcover. I wanted that box. Yeah. Why didn't I get no box with this one? I love those slip out boxes. So what are you going to do about it?
I have a steel
book. That is a fun horror movie, creature feature.
Yeah, Mike, I agree with you about Killer's Kiss.
Right there.
Oh yeah, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, so I had my Silence of the Lambs glass, and I don't even have the movie on from them. I have the Rawhead Rex Steelbook, but I haven't watched it yet. But it was like $6 when I bought it.
Oh yeah, it was really cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, you were saying with Killer's Kiss, not a fan
yeah.
either?
Yeah, Kubrick's probably my favorite director. He's up there, top 2 or 3. But Killer's Kiss, if I had to rank his films, would probably be at the bottom. Besides Spartacus, but Spartacus wasn't really directed by him. But Killer's Kiss was kind of a one-time watch for me as well. But I have that release that you do as well.
Yeah, I'm happy I got it on sale when I did, but I mean, still.
Yeah, I think it was.
I should have picked it up. Yeah,
I think it was only like $14 because it's so short. I think.
Yeah, that when I saw the runtime, I had to do a double take. I'm like, no way, it's that short of a movie.
Yeah.
It just like literally, it's like
one of the reasons I didn't get it. I think.
Just as a completionist, I had to get it because I'm such a big Kubrick fan, so I'm glad to have it, but I'll probably never watch it again.
Yeah, the one I should have picked up that I think I've heard way better things about, The Killing. That's from Stanley Kubrick as well. That one's
a lot better. It's all about a robbery of a racetrack.
Yeah, that's really good.
The Killing, I've heard nothing but great things about that.
See, I got the wrong one. See, I got Killer's Kiss.
I always mix the two up in my head, so I'm glad we cleared it up right now.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, The Killing is good.
All right, let's check into the chat. We got My Killer saying Eternal Sunshine is all time. Yeah, that was my first time watching this last sale pickup. I like the movie. Very trippy. Yeah, definitely need some rewatches.
Very well done.
Holland saying I just watched that last week. Eternal Sunshine is pretty sad. It definitely is a sad performance.
It's realistic. That's why.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, mid-level media.
Can't see bomb on an airplane.
No, I need to get. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
It's funny. Yeah.
Holland saying I will now watch Son of Blob.
No, don't.
Watch it now.
Don't do it.
So, is that a direct sequel to the Blob movie then, or no?
Yeah, I mean, it thinks it is. I think that was hard to gauge from how bad it was. Beware the Blob. Well, Son of Blob, it's a different movie. This is Beware the Blob. Son of Blob is another movie, but this one, yeah, it's allegedly a sequel to the Blob. But probably about 20 minutes went on, and it was just like, oh, I have this thing in my freezer. Oh, there's some pink goo in it, and it's dripping. And then it cuts to a completely different. It's like different vignettes of things happening that have nothing to do with each other, and blobs happen to be there, but it's not funny or interesting. It's like.
Sounds like a Skinamarink right there.
The I'm gonna get you, sucker. You pulled that as well, right? What I love about it, if you haven't seen it, to tell you like a little bit of the humor, there's a scene in a bar where a girl's gonna do a flip, and then instantly it cuts to a white stuntman with a mustache, and they don't hide the fact that it's a white man, and he does the backflip, and he lands, and he even stands up in the frame, and then they cut to who it's supposed to be. I'm like, that's right on. So
I haven't watched it in years, but I'm like, I needed to buy it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that one's funny.
It's like an airplane almost.
Yeah, it's a good spoof.
Lane
spoof.
Wow, he redeemed himself with Schindler's List.
Yep.
Dell saying I love CB4.
Thank you.
It's your biggest biscuit.
Gus saying I love Mel and Goldie.
It's my favorite movie.
Great movie.
Dell saying the Octagon is cheesy.
Right on.
Fun.
I only watched it once, but I remember enjoying it a lot.
Cinema Man said some fun titles there. You pulled Huck, Secret of My Success. I'm telling you, that's a good Michael J. Fox title that doesn't really get talked about too much, right?
Yeah. Also, The Hard Way is another one that they put out. That's
I didn't see that one. Yeah, The Secret of My Success is good. Yeah, I was lucky I found that for like $5 somewhere. I was like, oh, sweet.
Dell saying The Apartment is great. Yep, that's a good one. Yeah, some people consider that a holiday film even.
It is sort of.
Yeah, like Tim.
I would have pulled that, but I assume Tim would have, but he wasn't here.
Dilated Entertainment in the house. So many Kino slips. Yes, lots of slippy.
All the lucky people.
Culture Trini saying Tony with some Western love.
Yes.
What's up, Trini?
Dell saying Indecent Proposal is fun. How fun is that one?
I've never seen that one, man.
Gus saying, Tony, how dare you? I already have it. Laugh out loud. I like play Misty for Me with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bob's always have to head out. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
All I'm saying, I haven't seen Broken Flowers, but I do enjoy that I've seen it. I was saying when you said the best Western ever, I thought you were pulling Once Upon a Time in the Sea. I haven't seen that one. I need to see it. But the good, the bad, and the ugly is amazing. The showdown scene, the music, you cannot beat the music. Cinnamon Man, Love Slaves of the Amazon should have been the Wonder Woman sequel.
It would have helped, so that's for sure.
I'm telling you, the sequel makes Love Slaves of the Amazon look like a masterpiece. I'm telling you, that's how much that movie
makes it look like Cool as Ice. That's how good it is.
Let's see. Bob saying, Mike, did Rawhead Rex have Dolby Atmos? How did it sound? How was the picture? It looked really good. Let me see. It says Dolby Vision. No, I think it's just DTS. I don't think I'm seeing Dolby on it. But it sounded good, and it's a fun creature feature. So, I mean, if you have the Blu-ray, maybe it's not worth the pickup. But if you don't have it at all and you like, horror movies, a little bit cheesy horror movies, it's fun.
That's what I figured.
Like Deep Star 6.
Yeah. You already own it. Don't bother.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a double dip there. Dilated saying, anybody got a favorite 3D release from Kino? I didn't even know Kino did 3D releases.
Oh man, they have a ton of 3D releases. A ton.
I don't have any.
Well, Tony, you have to be the one to show us.
You got like 300 of them, right, Tony?
Yeah, but I'm not.
He's not. Yeah.
It's okay, Tony. You can sit down. You don't have
It's
to get up.
It's on the third level of the house.
He's like, they're in my other house.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's give everybody a chance to kind of close out, say anything they want to the audience, promote anything they got going on their channel here. So, Derek, what you got going on?
The usual. Ahoy there. I'm Derek, the convicted cinephile. That's the thing I say. I will be doing finally my first episode of passages from the Bad Movie Bible very soon. I made the intro. I just got to make the video, which I might do tomorrow. I'll be doing, whatever hauls I get, things of that nature. I have my next tournament battle coming up on the 18th of May, which is the #1 summer blockbuster movie tournament. So it'll be 32 of the best #1 summer blockbusters of all time battling against each other, and we'll see what is the greatest summer blockbuster of all time. Other than that, I don't have anything guaranteed up the pike, so I'll just leave it at that.
All right, the Horror Cholo, what do we got?
Yes, the Horror Cholo here. I just recorded my video for my comedy DVDs, shelf by shelf, so that one should be up pretty soon. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be getting my Kino box, so I will be doing a haul video of that as well. Next Monday, I know, actually, I don't even think we promoted it at all yet, but it's a new episode of Vin versus Vin, and it is going to be the top 5 Jim Carrey movies. So stay tuned for that. And I think later on I'm going to be on Tim's stream for Evil Dead franchise. So, yeah, that's what I got in the works.
All right, and Huck.
All right, y'all. It's Huck from Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. Come on over to the channel. This morning we actually had a really fun morning mug. I do a show every Tuesday morning where we just sort of wake up and have a good morning with everybody, although most of you, it's like afternoon, so it's lunchtime. But everyone over here, it's still morning. It's tons of fun. I got, of course, the Collectors Club with Mega Mike and Tim. We got our episode 3 coming out in May. That'll be on Tim's channel this time, so be on the lookout for that. And what else? Oh, and speaking of Derek, your Blockbuster, I am putting together the next trivia contest, and that's going to be a Blockbuster themed one. So maybe I'll try to put it in and around near you. We'll have a Blockbuster theme week if I can get it out in time. So I will be looking for contestants on that, and I am looking for all new faces. So if you've never been on trivia, hit me up on Instagram, and we'll get your name on the list.
Nice.
All right, and Tony, Basement Blues.
So when Huck's doing his morning chat, I'm on my 6 hour of work. So thanks a lot.
Right, yeah.
You're welcome.
But yeah, next Tuesday we have the round table on Ken's channel to see what everybody picked up. And then I think that's really all that I got going on right now. I do a video every day, usually just unwrapping a steelbook and showing bootlegs. So that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Bootlegs.
Bravo, Tony. Bravo.
Yeah, doing what I can.
Tony.
Ruining everybody's community.
Ben.
Benicio touched on it. I actually dropped that announcement at the end of last night's stream at the very end that we are going to be tackling Jim Carrey, and everybody loves Jim Carrey. So it's going to be a really, really fun stream. I can't wait to dig into his films and talk about Jim Carrey. And that'll be this coming Monday. And then another stream that I put together that I'm actually really, really excited for on May 9th is an A24 stream, top 10 A24 films. I'm a big fan of A24. and I'm really pumped on that stream. So yeah, May 9th, we're going to be talking A24, and this coming Monday, we're going to be digging into all things Jim Carrey.
Nice.
All right. And then for my channel, I did have my April haul video drop this morning. So if you haven't seen that yet, definitely check it out. My May preview video will drop tomorrow. And then, of course, videos dropping all the time. Out of the theater reactions this weekend. We'll have a live show, I believe, Sunday morning, just kind of Q&A, talking anything movies. And then live stream on Wednesday for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We'll have a pregame show. Huck's going to be on that as well. So we're going to get hyped for the movie and just have a good time, reminiscing about Guardians of the Galaxy and all that great stuff. So, yes. So thank you, panel, for joining me tonight. All these amazing Kino Lorber recommendations. Like I said, I haven't heard of most of the titles, so now I have a lot of movies to watch. So thank you all for being a part of this. And thank you, audience, for joining in, watching, leaving the comments. It was great tonight. So everybody have a good one. Now go watch your Kino Lorber titles you ordered, everybody.
Yeah. See y'all.
Make those wish lists.